Hello, this is Leland McFarland with Small Business Trends, and this is the Small Business Spotlight podcast, where I like to shine a light on some of the news, deals, and information that you, as a small business owner, might be interested in. I am in New York. I was flown out to SuiteConnect 2026, hosted by Oracle NetSuite, and a bunch of information that's come out of this. So let's dive right into the news and get started. All right, our first story from SuiteConnect. NetSuite announces AI innovations to help businesses increase efficiency. Oracle NetSuite has launched exciting new AI tools aimed at helping businesses work better and grow faster. Founder Evan Goldberg emphasized how these innovations will connect various business tasks into smarter workflows, making it easier for companies to automate daily operations and respond to market changes. Among other new features is the new Intelligent Close Manager, which simplifies the financial closing process, making business finish their monthly accounts more quickly and accurately. I got a demonstration of this. It looks really interesting, especially for those in the finance, to be able to close accounts and make sure that all the money is coming in or all the money that needs to be paid out is done quickly and efficiently with as little errors as possible. And especially throwing in a lot of AI automation into this, it seems to be a real good game changer when it comes to the arduous task of being able to get paid as well as paying others. This tool allows small business owners to focus more on important decisions rather than getting bogged down in paperwork. What I was saying. Another key feature is an AI tool that matches bank transactions, speeding up reconciliation and cutting down on manual checks, which enhances cash flow management. Now, I actually got to sit down with Evan Goldberg and grilled him on a bunch of questions, and what they've been putting into this, really amazing. And we're going to be able to see a lot of time saved by having AI go through and not only be able to match up transactions a lot quicker, but also learn from its mistakes. So it's going to be able to say, oh, well, A matches to B. And you go, no, A matches to A. Let's get this right. And in the future, it goes, oh, I've seen this before. A matches to A. Love seeing this kind of stuff. Additionally, AI-generated reports allow users to turn complex data into easy-to-understand insights with just one click, making it simpler for small business owners to share information with their team. So it's taking all of this information, all of this data, reports, and condensing it down into highlighted data reels and actionable items, so that you don't have to slog through a bunch of reports and databases and drawing a bunch of conclusions. You just have AI in the middle of the night, go through, get it done, so that in the morning, you got your report ready to go. Amazing tools, amazing innovation that's coming out of Oracle. They are taking their time. A lot of people are a little worried about how long it takes for their AI innovations to get out. Oracle is taking their time and making sure that when they actually come out with AI, it's correct and it's going to be giving you the results that you want, and not necessarily a whole bunch of hallucinations, which we know can come from AI. So next up, from what's come out of AI, is NetSuite helps organizations reduce application integration challenges with new AI-powered platforms. The integration, let's go back up. All right. This tool was introduced during SuiteConnect in New York today, February 11th. I'm going to be putting this out on the 12th. Evan Goldberg, the founder of Oracle NetSuite, highlighted how this platform used artificial intelligence to make data integration easier, allowing businesses to automate complex tasks and respond more quickly to their needs. The platform is designed for business owners who may have extensive technical skills. It allows teams to create and adjust integrations using straightforward language, making it more accessible. Essentially, what this is allowing is businesses to be able to create apps within QuickBooks to be able to allow data to flow better, and give more of a custom feel as to what's going on, rather than just, well, this is what you get, and you don't get any more. It's a low-code approach to be able to give you custom applications. Additionally, pre-built adapters and natural language prompts enable businesses to connect NetSuite and other essential systems rapidly, syncing important data like inventory and customer information in real time. They have been integrating a lot of MCP, a lot of protocols to be able to make sure that not only are you going to be able to integrate into tools that are already existing in Oracle, but also outside. They did an example in which Claude was used. You could pull up Claude and integrate it in with your Oracle data and be able to utilize Claude to analyze that data and not be in Oracle in itself. The integration platform also features robust governance tools for IT teams, ensuring compliance and reducing errors. By managing all API connections from a single dashboard, businesses can monitor their integration easily. Plus, the platform includes intelligent document processing, which helps turn unstructured data into useful workflows, such as automatically processing orders. A lot of great things coming out. And to be able to have your data secure, you know that you can manage who gets to use what connections get to use what, so that you don't accidentally spill out sensitive information into Claude or anything like that. A lot of good security in place to make sure that what you're going to be getting out is quality information. All right, one more thing. This is their last press release. They announced a not partnership, but Happy Brews, which is a company co-founded by Robert Downey Jr., is now actually using NetSuite. And I got to actually talk with the other co-founder. I didn't get Robert Downey Jr., but I got the other co-founder, Craig Dubinsky, and I got to sit down with him for an interview. That's coming up here pretty soon. Sorry, Craig, I knew your first name. I just wanted to make sure that I got your last name. But that was just a quick little nugget of information that I wanted to put out there. All right, next up, we have the NFIB optimism remains above the 52-year average, but it fell. It fell by 0.2 points to 99.3. The NFIB Optimism Index is now at 9.3, down from 9.5 in January. However, this figure is still above the 52-year average, showing that many small business owners remain hopeful despite ongoing economic challenges. Bill Dunkelberg, NFIB chief economist, notes that although GDP is rising, small businesses are still awaiting significant economic growth. The survey reveals some positive trends, including a notable increase in sales expectations, with 16% of owners anticipating higher sales volumes. Additionally, the newly introduced employment index shows a balanced job market, although many businesses still struggle to find qualified workers. So overall, we have a fairly good economy, fairly balanced job market. And it's small business owners, they're still pretty confident, but don't want to be complacent. You still want to earn. You still want to go high. You don't want to become complacent and then all of a sudden the rug's pulled. You always want to strive to make sure that your business is secure, so that in case economic uncertainty does come, you're ready to go and you're not going to go anywhere. All right, swipe safely. So we have data from 2023. It is quite interesting. $1.14 billion was lost to romance scams. This comes from Chase. And with Valentine's right around the corner, stay safe. Make sure that you're not falling for any kind of scams. Don't click on those local singles are in and around you kind of type ads. You know, catfishing is a real problem. Scams are everywhere, but it hits the hardest when it comes for this kind of thing. It's just a travesty. So stay safe out there, but I don't have to tell you. All right, so now we got the deal section. First up, we have Zoho Solo, which is coming out with a 50% off deal. So there is a 50% sale with Zoho Social if you buy the yearly plan. Once you get through checkout, you'll see a 50% deduction, and that offer is available until March 31st. So if you're starting a new business and you're sitting in this podcast, perfect time to be able to get Zoho Solo, which has a slew of different tools. Normally it's $96 at full price. So doing a little bit of quick math, $8 possibly around there, dollars for a full year of Zoho Social. Comes with just a bunch of features to help run your business. If you are just a single person, you're a contractor, you need a tool that does so much. $48. Don't quote me on that, but pretty good deal. And since we are here at Oracle, they usually like to do a deal. And so they are doing their suite deals. 50% off of advanced customer support monitor subscription, 25% off of advanced customer support optimization or architecture subscription, 5 free users with the purchase of Suite Cloud Plus, and 50% off list price of implementation of the following products: NetSuite Analytics Warehouse, NetSuite Enterprise Performance Management, NetSuite Integration Platform, and NetSuite Suite Billing. So if you are in the market for upgrading NetSuite, adding in some more features, and any of those tickle your fancy, give them a shot. See if NetSuite can improve your business. All right, on to the Reddit stories. These can be quite fun. So our first story, comes from 66 Dust to Dust. Has anyone ever gone directly to the bank after they upheld a wrongful customer chargeback and or sued them to get their decision overturned? So I own a motel, and we rent to people by the week in the off season. We had a guest stop paying, and after telling him he had to leave, he has posted up in the room and refuses to leave. Then went to his debit card company and reported every previous charge he paid for as fraudulent, thousands of dollars, as he has been there for a while. We contested it, showing them signatures, driver's license, CCTV footage of him on the premise with timestamps, text messages with him saying to charge his card, etc., etc., etc. For some reason, they still considered it fraud. The card was his. He wasn't using a stolen card. Long story short, the guy is still there almost 2 months later, as we were having to go through the formal eviction process, as the police won't remove someone from a hotel after 28 days in our state, and the guy has made sure to always have someone in the apartment, so we can't lock him out. I've dealt with this kind of BS chargebacks, but this one has got me pretty fired up. Has anyone here fought a chargeback after the processor ruled in the customer's favor? If so, what do you do? This one's tough because you're going to be fighting for a couple of $1,000s. And if you hire a lawyer, they're going to hire a lawyer. It's going to be a mess. You may need to eat the charge when it comes to the $2,000. The big thing is getting rid of that guy, because every day he's there, he is eating up that time, that space that can be rented out to someone else, and you can be making money. I know that there are some professionals out there that are starting to become a little bit more popular when it comes to the more delicate art of removing squatters, because at this point he's squatting. And so there are some things that can be done nonviolent ways to either annoy or even legally get them out through some loopholes and be able to actually get police involved. I'm not saying what those are, but there are some alternative ways. But at this point, it's fraud, it's trespassing, it's a whole slew of things. So if you can get them out and you can get the information to the police, maybe they'll do something about it. But that should be your biggest concern. Get him out of that room. Work on that. That's going to be your best route. And pray he doesn't do something bad like pour cement down your drains or something like that. All right, next one up is Orange No 4335. food truck cash management when half your customers still pay cash and banks make it impossible. I run a food truck, and about 40% of transactions are still cash, despite having Square. People at festivals, street corners just prefer cash, I guess. Problem is, dealing with that cash is a nightmare. I can't mobile deposit, obviously. Most ATMs don't accept deposits for bank accounts. I have to do it physically by going into the bank branch. My bank branch closes at 4 p.m. and I'm usually working until 7 or 8. So I end up carrying around hundreds or sometimes even thousands of dollars in cash overnight, which makes me nervous, understandably. I tried going to my branch on my day off, but then I'm spending my only free time dealing with banking instead of resting or prepping for the next event. I'm looking into those smart ATMs that accept cash deposits, but they're mostly for personal accounts. Business accounts deposits require going inside to a teller. I asked my bank if they could just let me use the ATM for business deposits, and they said it's against their policy, something about fraud prevention. I get it, because if you can just deposit some funny money into it, that would be a good way to potentially get away with depositing funny money. I don't know. Some truck owners I know just spend the cash on supply and inventory, so they don't have to deposit it, but my accountant says that's a gray area for tax purposes and I should deposit everything. I totally agree. If you get audited, the tax man's going to start asking questions and you could potentially get hurt very bad. It's not worth it to risk that. I'm stuck between following the rules and wasting hours of my life, going to a bank branch during my only time that they're open. How are others, cash-based businesses, handling this without losing their minds? Deposit that. I've worked for a couple of companies to where every night you just fill it out on the bag itself. It has the account number and everything. Already printed on. You just write how much money there should be, and they'll cash it. And then you just go to the drop box, put it in, and leave. You don't talk to a teller. At the end of the night, you just write it, put it in. If your bank doesn't do that, I would recommend looking for a bank that does. If they haven't earned your business by making it simpler for you, take your business elsewhere. My dermatology practice is growing, but I can't afford to hire fast enough. Payroll is eating my margins alive. By Campbell Joo. I opened my dermatology practice 18 months ago. Things are going well. Too well, actually. I went from 12 patients a day to 28 in the last year and a half. The problem is my overhead has scaled way faster than my revenue. I started with one front desk person and one MA. I've now added a second MA, a billing coordinator, and I still need more help. My monthly payroll went from $8,000 to $22,000, and when you add in benefits, payroll tax, and workers' comp, I'm spending close to $30,000 a month on staff for a practice that's netting $35,000. The bottleneck right now is admin. My front desk person is juggling phones, patients intake, appointment scheduling, referral coordination, and prior authorizations for procedures. She's great, but she's just one person doing a three-person job. And things are slipping, missing prior authorizations that delay procedures, phone calls going to voicemail, patients waiting 15 minutes just to check in. I know it's hurting the patient experience. I've been doing the math on hiring a second front desk person, and it's brutal. $38,000 to $40,000 salary, plus $8,000 to $10,000 in benefits and taxes. That's another $50,000 annual commitment when I'm barely keeping margins healthy. A friend who owns a urgent care told me that he uses remote medical assistants from overseas who are HIPAA trained and cost around $9 to $10 an hour with no benefit overheads. He says they handle the phones, scheduling, and insurance verifications. I'm skeptical, but intrigued. For any small practice owners who have used virtual medical assistants to scale, how do you handle the transition? Did patients notice or care that the person answering the phone was remote? And how do you manage someone who isn't physically in the office? I need to grow my team without destroying the margins that make this practice viable. First thing I would kind of look at is possibly maybe raising your rates a little bit. If your margins are that thin, you may need to just increase a little bit. If you can't do that, then maybe you need to start looking at potential tech solutions, not just necessarily hiring another person, but is there a way to be able to offload some of these tasks through the use of appointment management, online check-in, these kinds of things that could potentially offload a little bit. It may not be a lot, but a little bit. I know that there are services that aren't overseas that do the same exact thing and would potentially allow you to offload more work towards this service rather than just hiring another person. That's what I would do. Hopefully that helps. My favorite client just sent me a 1-star review because I started charging for extra work. I've been doing web development for about 4 years. Back in March, I landed a restaurant owner who needed a simple website menu, hours, contact form. Maybe 10 pages total, $2,500, signed contract, everything by the book. First month goes great, he's responsive, sends assets on times, compliments my work. I'm thinking this is a dream client. Then the site launches and the quick questions start. Can you just add a reservation button? Sure. Sure, that'll be 30 minutes. I'll throw it in. Can you make the menu downloadable as a PDF? Yeah, fine. Can you add a little animation to the header? Okay, it's getting annoying, but whatever. By month 2, I've done maybe 15 of these quick things. I finally sat down with him and added it all up, and it was 12 hours of extra work. At my rate, that's $600. So he's charging about $50 an hour. I just gave it away for free. So I sent him a nice little email explaining that for future changes, we'll be billed hourly. He's not even saying you got to pay for the past work, just for the 50 for the going forward. Gave him my rate, even offered a discount because we had good working relationship. And he loses it, says I'm nickeling and diming him, says a real professional would stand behind their work, says that he thought we were building something together. I tried to explain the original scope was delivered months ago, but he just kept saying, it's the same website though. Yesterday, he left me a 1-star Google review saying I surprised him with hidden fees after the project was done, the thing is that kills me is that I don't even think he's doing this maliciously. He genuinely doesn't understand that what he's asking for was extra. In his head, he hired me to do his website. And the website isn't done until he says it's done. I should have had this conversation before or after the second or third request. Instead, I stayed quiet, trying to be the chill freelancer, and now I'm the bad guy. How do you even explain scope to a client who doesn't think in those terms, or just avoid these clients entirely? So if you wanted to explain this to him, explain it to him in his terms. So he's in the restaurant business, just say, okay, this is the equivalent of you getting customer ordering a 3-course meal and saying, just a little, can I get a soda? Well, that should be extra, but I gave it to you for free. Okay, can I get a piece of chocolate cake? Can I get a milkshake? Can I get an appetizer on the way out? All for free. That's the best way to explain it to him. Hopefully that would actually get through to him and maybe help him understand that he was possibly in the wrong. It's hard to avoid these types of customers because you don't know that they're going to become these types of customers until you're in neck deep. So don't even worry about it. Respond to the 1-star Google review, giving your side of the story. That way you can actually fight it a little bit and not just have customers take his side immediately. Get your voice out there, get your story out there. All right. That is all the news. That is all the stories that I have for you today. So that's all I got for you today. Thank you for tuning in. And if you are new here, make sure that you subscribe. We're on all the major podcasting channels, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, X, TikTok. We're everywhere. So I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. And until next time, see you later.